So this guy comes along, Martin Shkreli, who you don't really know. I guess you had lunch with the guy once, right?
Yeah. They said we have another guy. He just came on board. He's interested. He's young. He's a Wu-Tang fan. He loves hip hop. Would you like to meet him? We had a brief lunch. He did mention his love of hip hop.
Right.
And I mentioned to him the importance that I think this record is.
Yeah.
You know, to the legacy of hip hop. Not even 60 days later, he put a strong offer in.
Yeah. Do you have any like impressions of the guy? I mean, he's now like, many people think he's like a total jerk, and you know, he's. I mean, like he's like the BBC I think called him the most hated man in America, right?
Wow.
A lot of people. The guy's behaved in a lot of ways that have upset a lot of people, make him think he's kind of. What kind of a vibe did you get off the guy when you met him?
We talked briefly about where he come from. Yeah. Briefly, you know, about what Wu-Tang mean. He was actually he was present at this. We did a thing at MoMA, where we played the 12 minutes. And he was also in that audience. So he heard the 12 minutes and he just really enjoyed the music. I couldn't measure if he was a guy in college, you know what I mean? I couldn't get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So he buys the record, right? And then, you know, Bloomberg Business Week does this story that says that he's the buyer of it. You then found out, you know, about kind of a little bit more about the guy, right? That he had jacked up the prices on these HIV drugs, and then, you know, subsequent to that, he ends up getting charged with securities fraud, right?
Wow.
So that's all this stuff that's happened since then, right?
Right.
And I know you put out a statement, you know, saying to the magazine, saying, hey, you know, when we came to this agreement, you know, this is all before I knew anything about all this stuff, and you know, I don't really know anything about this, right? But he's then quoted someplace in December. He said, "It's about you." He said you were arrogant, and he said he'd given you a bunch of money, and he said, "I'd encourage him to shut the f up before he goes a little too far. We'll see what happens. I think he's a smart man. He definitely acts like his shit doesn't stink, and he invented rap. This concept of selling one album, this shit's backfiring for him now." That's what he said about you.
Wow,
That seems a little hostile.
That's a little hostile, but what could backfire from creating a piece of art, having an idea, and to see it grow into fruition? As far as me being arrogant, it depends on what day you catch me, baby. Look, I could be arrogant, right? Yeah. But most people that know me, you know, respect me because I am down to earth and very communicative.
Let's say he ends up going to jail for securities fraud. Does it bother you that that guy has the one copy of this record? He even said the other day he hasn't listened to it yet. He doesn't know when he's going to listen to it.
Right.
You know, it's like he's kind of taunting people. I bought the one copy. I'm not even going to listen to the damn thing.
He bought it. He could do what he want, right? The power of art is that. So I could never discriminate if, you know, if the most greatest man in the world was the one who wanted to possess it, it would have been his objective. If my enemy came to an auction and was like, yo, I want that picture of RZA just to throw darts at it.
Yeah.
It's being auctioned. So that's something that, you know, I can never, ever, at this age of my life and through the years I've been, I can never discriminate who appreciate art.
So is there any way for that, given the nature of the contract, for more of the world to get to hear this record?
He has the power to do something really cool.
Right.
He can, if he want to be philanthropic, he can do something that could allow more people to hear the record. If he concurs to that, then that'll be something really good for art and really good for the Wu fans.